How's everyone doing today, YouTube? Dr. C3 here, and we are going to be recapping for the Week 1 Competitors Pokemon League, and we're going to be showcasing two battles, both going to be on Showdown this week. I know that this is a 3DS league for the most part, however, one of the coaches in the league hasn't been responding to us, so I'll, be going over that in later videos and as the season progresses, of course. So this week we only had 3 battles going on, and the one battle that took place on the 3DS was actually showcased on my channel. I have a live broadcast of that already uploaded to YouTube. If you want to go check out that video, feel free to. It'll basically recap everything between the Kingston Kecleons and the Roman Polions. However, there's other teams in the league that we need to address per week. I don't know the best way of going about it, so I think for now, I'm just going to be showcasing the videos, maybe giving my own commentary, and if anyone has any suggestions or feedback in the comment section below, please let me know, as I like to improve these videos as much as I can. That being said, let's jump right into it with Mr. Carbonite, coach of the Enigmatic Magmortars, along with Kingdra Plays, coach of the Kansas City Kingdras. So you can see both of them have a pretty solid lineup. At first glance, looking at these teams, you have a lot of pivoting momentum with Kingdra Plays, and with Carbonites, you have potential for deadly hazard stacking with the Quillfish and the Ferrothorn. So we'll see how this pans out. So, leads on everyone's end. We see the Quillfish and Slap, the Ambipom, just goes for the nice U-turn as Quillfish tries to get the burn, and he does get the burn on the, Vikavolt over here. Vikavolt doesn't necessarily care about that burn. You see more pivoting momentum with the full switch U-turn combo going into Tornadus with the Regenerator Core. As that, Quillfish comes back in here. It's going to get rid of its Rocky Helmet, so we know that it is now the defensive Quillfish. Scald coming out, or we're going to see a second burn. Nope, no burn this time. Goes for the taunt, and that's going to be blocking the Thunder Wave here for Kingdra. Just trying to get a little bit of status, some hacks on this Quillfish. Having some time breaking it a little bit. He goes into Blacephalon trying to make the offensive play. Reads the Seismic Toss pretty well. As Blacephalon is just going to throw off a mean Fire Blast, but misses the Fire Blast on Junior the Tornadus here. See the Intimidate come off again, trying to probably reduce that damage for the knockoff. You see the U-turn, more pivoting momentum coming out for the Kingdras, and Carbonite is holding steady with that Quillfish. She doesn't have that Rocky Helmet anymore, but man, is it putting in the work. We're already 11 turns in, we can see that it's been weakened, but not killed yet. Blacephalon coming in on that, Celeste. I don't know why I want to call it Celestial, Registeel. Who's back in the Quillfish, just trying to dwindle this as much as he possibly can. And we do see the Quillfish finally go down. Banette comes out here, pulling some prankster shenanigans, gets the Will-O-Wisp off on the Registeel. Malware, as we like to call it over here. And is this going to be the time for Ferrothorn to start setting up its own hazards? We see the Iron Barb's damage, and there is the Leech Seed, so it's interesting to note on Carbonite's side of the field, unless he brought Defog Hawlucha, there is no way to get really any, it's hard to get rid of those rocks, I should say. So we'll see if he ends up getting rid of it with Hawlucha, or if Hawlucha isn't back in Defog this week. See more of the Hazard Wars, and Junior still at, near full health. Something you want with a Tornadus. Gives it that longevity with the Regenerator, of course. Heat Wave coming out. Going to do a lot to the Hawlucha, but with the Leech Seed recovery, it is going to be able to hang in there. We see the sack for Vikavolt here coming out. It's going to be the first kill for Carbonite. As Sylveon comes in. Now, what does the Sylveon want to do against the Hawlucha? We see it go straight for a massive Hyper Voice. It's going to do about 17% to this Ferrothorn, but the Shadow Ball is going to knock it out. So we do know that it's not scarfed in any way. Banette going in for a huge Shadow Claw, just trying to get that physical offensive damage on Sylveon. We still don't know really what set it might be. As the Thunder Wave is finally going to come off from Malware, hindering this Banette a little bit, but not, not a ton. Malware without reliable recovery is going to eventually get weakened to the point where it does get knocked out by Bennett, so Bennett's going to take that kill here. And we see Junior coming back in at 75%. That regenerator is proven time and time again. We see the Destiny Bomb plays, however, come through and take out that Tornadus. Big boy plays over for Mr. Carbonite here. It is tied. We got a 3-3 matchup, and Halucha is damaged. Blacephalon is damaged. We don't see Halucha really going for the default here, so we assume that he isn't packing it this week. As it looks like Ribbon is going to do a massive damage to that Azelf. Azelf's not going to be able to take it out, so we see Sylveon picking up the kill against Azelf. Blacephalon's going to come in. Probably knock out this Ribbon here with an Inferno Overdrive. That is a massive Z move coming through. Blacephalon might be able to get some kills, but it's unfortunately stopped here by, Ambipom with the knockoff. And we do see that Ambipom was scarfed at that point, so it is going to take it. I do believe it was scarfed. I could be wrong though. Ice Shard's going to win it here for Kingdra plays. A couple, unfortunate hacks from Mr. Carbonite on his side, missing 2 Fire Blasts against the Tornadus. However, at the end of the day, it was going to be a very close match. That concludes that matchup. Now let's go looking forward for our second and final coverage for week 1 of the CPL. We have Shebby Ding Dang, coach of the Seattle Seadras, versus Ricky, who I believe is Manvinder in the London Lucarios. Different strategies looking forward on this team. We see Dragalge, wondering if it's going to be able to soak up some Toxic Spikes that maybe that Drapion wants to set, and it'll be an interesting match. So we'll see what the leads are. Ends up being Aggron and Heliolisk. Heliolisk obviously can pack that Focus Blast, so Aggron wanted to switch out. I do believe that is a Mega Aggron on his side of the field, as we do see the Mega Glalie coming in, setting up those spikes, so hazard stacking is going to be a core strategy from Shampity Ding Dang, as we see here. Arcanine comes in, beautiful plays against that Aggron as it does decide to switch. Is he going to go for the Will-O-Wisp? He is. So Dragalge burned. Dragalge doesn't care too much for the burn. It can't be toxic due to his poison ability, so if anything, you're getting some residual. As Jet, we see, can really take that Draco Meteor better than we anticipate. We see the leftovers. I wonder if it's specially defensive or physically defensive. It does come out itself, go for the acrobatics. Aggron sponges it though with that massive 230 base defense. As we see Aggron throwing out the Toxic, gonna hinder this Lindy a little bit here. There's gonna be a physical Arcanine from Shempity, and Dragalge coming back in, probably gonna go for another Draco. We see Treadstone probably taking the Sledge Wave. Oh, that was a good prediction. Took it decently well. Good middle ground play. But Draco Meteor is just going to come and demolish that Drapion. So no, poisonous spikes on Ricky's side of the field, which is good. We see Frosty coming out with an Earthquake. Didn't do that much as Aggron is just super bulky defensively. However, it has to hit you with some super effective moves for it to be offensively a threat. Lindy revealing that close combat tech we got going on. We see the Morning Sun. We see the mist coming out for Ricky and Manvinder and his Dragalge. Quite unfortunate as that lower defense stat might have been able to take out that Arcanine. We predict nicely with the Sludge Wave too on Shevity's side. Jet coming in, getting the leftover recovery. We do see the default getting rid of his own spikes and the rocks. He's probably thinking that getting rid of those rocks for the Arcanine and Frosty is a little more beneficial in his end. As we do see Landorus come up for the first time, getting that Intimidate off. Acrobatics can come, not do too much for the Landorus, as Landorus might be able to set hazards again, or we just see a massive Reed Earthquake coming through. It is going to knock out that Arcanine. As Primarina comes in, misses the Hydro Pump, unfortunately. It would have knocked out that Dragalge. As Jet comes back in, and we see the double back into Tangrowth. As that Bug Bite does massive damage to Tangrowth. As the Hidden Power Fire Tech does come through, knocking out Scissor. And it is not looking good for Shempy. He does decide to reset those spikes, hoping that he can force some switches. Earthquake comes out, finally knocks out that Dreg Algae that's been a pest for Shempy, as Aggron decides to come back out, probably going for a Heavy Slam. Yep, there's the Heavy Slam, but it does still so much to the Heliolisk. I want to see what Heliolisk has. So decided not to go for the Focus Blast, but instead of Thunderbolt, but he's going to keep switching out here. Let's see if Frosty can put the work back into Aggron, the safe switching. So Body Slam comes out, hoping for a Paralysis when we don't see it. But Earthquake will finally pick up the kill on that Aggron. Very, very bulky core. We have Tangrowth and Aggron coming through, especially with Intimidate Landorus on Manvinder's side. Colbur Berry Mew is going to come through, taking that Dark Pulse like a champ and knocking out the Heliolisk. Now we're just left with Primarine here, and it looks like it's going to be a defeat for Shempy. Couldn't knock it out with the Moonblast on first try, but he's going to switch on to Tangrowth to secure that safe victory, that safe 4-0. And we're going to see the Moonblast not pick up the kill on Tangrowth, and Giga Drains just kind of come through and demolish it. Good hard-fought battle again. A little bit of misses on both sides of the field. I think overall, just the switching, getting those rocks damage on Shempy was crucial. You know, making him have to defog, getting rid of the spikes on his end. We didn't even see Kamala hit the battlefield, which is interesting. Overall, pretty good 2 matches for week 1 of the CPL. If you guys do like this video and enjoy the content, please make sure to subscribe and to turn the notification bell on, as I will be posting weekly updates for the Competitors Pokemon League. And I will make sure to contact all the coaches, get their information that they want to plug in the description of the video below, so you can check out all of their fun content and their Twitter and their other social media platforms and whatnot. That being said, I'm going to be hopping up out of here, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.